Los Angeles, the city of dreams. However, sometimes dreams do become nightmares. In today's tour, we're going to take a look at some of LA's spooky and haunted landmarks. So let's get started. We begin our tour in downtown LA with the Cecil Hotel. The hotel opened in 1924 with a $1 million investment from hotel tycoon William Banks Hanner. However, the Great Depression soon hit, and the area, along with the hotel, went into a decline. In the ensuing decades, the Cecil Hotel became a den of drugs and death, with many suicides taking place in the building. One of the more horrifying facts about the Cecil Hotel was that it served as a temporary home and base of operations for two notorious serial killers, Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, and the Austrian Strangler, Jack Unterweger. The horrors at the Cecil Hotel have continued into the modern age. In 2013, 21-year-old Canadian tourist Elisa Lam was found floating in the water tanks on the hotel's roof. However, there are some very strange elements, with the most disturbing being this elevator video of Lam looking like she was talking to someone. Our next stop is Hollywood, which is the most haunted area in LA. Ahead is the Roosevelt Hotel. Being Hollywood's premier hotel for decades, the Roosevelt is flush with haunts. But what makes the Roosevelt special are its celebrity resident ghosts, with the most famous resident ghost, probably ever, being Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe stayed at the Roosevelt so often that she purchased a full-length antique mirror for her favorite suite above the pool. After her untimely death in 1962, the hotel stored it away. Then, during a major remodel in the 1980s, employees rediscovered the mirror in the basement and hung it in the lower lobby. After which, multiple guests and employees reportedly saw the actress in the mirror. While the mirror has been removed from the lobby, Monroe has been spotted in other mirrors and reflective surfaces in the hotel. Another resident ghost is actor Montgomery Clift. While filming From Here to Eternity, he lived on the 9th floor for 3 months and spent a lot of his free time playing his trumpet. Over the years, guests in adjacent rooms have often called down to the front desk to report a loud trumpet being played in room 928, keeping them from getting a good night's sleep. Next up is the Warner Pacific Theater. The theater was the love child of Sam Warner, one of the Warner brothers. At the time, there were only silent movies, and Sam wanted to change that, so he poured his life's blood into a new theater, the largest on Hollywood Boulevard and the first built for sound. Sam made plans for a spectacular opening for the Warner Brothers film The Jazz Singer, but construction delays forced the brothers to premiere the film in New York City. Tragically, on the night before the premiere, Sam Warner collapsed and died from a cerebral hemorrhage. At just 40, many believe that he literally worked himself to death. However, many also believe that Sam's spirit still occupies the building. Security guards have witnessed Sam's ghostly figure crossing the lobby to the elevator and traveling upstairs to the executive offices. As long as they've been there, the elevator has gone up and down by itself. Those who have worked in Sam's old offices are quite familiar with him moving chairs and scratching at the door. Next is the most obvious entry on our list, and that is the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. Celebrities interred here include Mel Blanc, the voice of Looney Tunes, Hattie McDaniel, the first African American to win an Oscar, and legendary director John Huston. Being a cemetery that is visited by both loved ones and tourists, there have been a plethora of paranormal encounters. There are said to be 3 different figures or entities that lurk on the grounds of the cemetery. At the tomb of actor Rudolph Valentino, people have spotted a ghostly woman in all black bringing him flowers. Another is the ghost of actor Clifton Webb, who reportedly haunts the Psalms and Abbey Mausoleum. People have heard whispering voices, strange lights, cold air, drafts, and cologne coming from or inside the mausoleum. And the most common sighting is the ghost of Virginia Rapp. Rapp was a model and silent film actress who died of a mysterious illness in 1921. Many visitors have reported seeing her weep on the edge of the water that is located on the grounds. Heading to Griffith Park, our next stop is the Old LA Zoo. The zoo first opened in 1912 with as many as 15 total animals on display. However, in the ensuing decades, the small zoo did not match the scope of a rapidly growing Los Angeles. In 1966, the new and current zoo was opened a mere 2 miles away and therefore led to the closure of the zoo in Griffith Park. Having been abandoned for over 50 years, the old zoo has some unique hauntings. At night, visitors have reported hearing the sounds of distressed animals and the shaking of cages, which has led to the speculation that animals may have been abused at the old zoo. And a rather horrifying event happened near the zoo. In 1933, Griffith Park was going through a renovation when a firestorm swept through the area and killed 30 civilian workers. Heading out to nearby Pasadena, our next stop is the Colorado Street Bridge. Opened in 1913, the bridge got off to a rough start, as a construction worker fell to his death and landed into wet cement under the bridge. In the ensuing decades, the bridge gained the sinister nickname of Suicide Bridge. During the Great Depression, Colorado Street Bridge saw a surge of suicides. Between 1929 and 1933, over 50 men and women took the fatal leap. The taking of one's life remains a problem for the bridge. According to Pasadena Star News, between 2006 and 2018, over 30 people used the bridge to end their lives. This has led to a number of hauntings. Locals and visitors alike report seeing a ghostly woman in a white gown leaping from the bridge, but vanishing in midair, while others have heard unexplained cries coming from the canyon. Pasadena is looking to add an 8-foot barrier to prevent further tragedy. Heading out to the coast, our next stop is the Santa Monica Pier, one of LA's most iconic landmarks. However, for years, rumors have circulated about a dark shadow figure wandering the pier at night or riding the carousel horses in the Hippodrome. In addition, David Pan, a pier maintenance supervisor for 20 years, said that he would hear music being played on the calliope in the carousel at night. However, when he went to see who was playing it, nobody was there. And growing up in LA, I can tell you that carousel was always really creepy. And our last stop is the Queen Mary. Currently docked in Long Beach, the Queen Mary started off as a luxury cruise line but was briefly converted into a war vessel during World War II, ferrying Allied soldiers to different fronts. During the ship's 1001 transatlantic crossings, there were 49 recorded deaths. Today, as many as 150 different spirits may still call the Queen Mary home. Some notable resident ghosts include a crew member who was crushed to death by a watertight door, a woman dressed in all white who dances by herself in one of the luxury suites, and several adults and children in 1930s era garb whose apparitions have been spotted wandering the pool decks. Those who are brave enough to venture around the ship should watch out for drastic temperature changes, slamming and knocking doors, screams, lights flickering, and children crying. The paranormal activities aboard the Queen Mary has given it the reputation of being one of the most haunted structures in America. If you made it to the end, you can tip your tour guide by hitting the like button. Also, make sure to check out some of our other haunted aerial tours here. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be a part of future aerial tours. Thank you for flying with Airworthy Tours, and we look forward to seeing you on our next flight.